So, KARL JOBST, as I've been informed, I'll get to that in a second. KARL JOBST is still active in Discord, and he has not made a formal video about his loss to the King of Kong, Billy Mitchell, where his life has now been ruined because he now owes Billy Mitchell something to the tune of 800,000 Australian dollars, probably like $750,000 at least, is my estimate. So he hasn't made a statement further explaining not only why he misled people about the actual defamation content that he was being sued over. He is in Discord coping about it, though. He says, "Oh, the judge was ridiculous in his judgment. Judgment spelled incorrectly. You'd have to look at the previous cases with similar awards. They all have doctors' testimonies backing up any health harms, etc., or specialists confirm XYZ. Billy just said he was hurt. That's absolutely not sufficient for an award this high, and there was clear bias. He unnecessarily attacked me many times for things that had nothing to do with the complaint." He says, "There was a similar award last year, but the guy had multiple doctor testimonies with diagnosed multiple health issues due to statements, etc., and he'd been seeing doctors for years about it. It is ridiculous to just go and say you were hurt with the expert testimony and get this kind of judgment also spelled incorrectly. It has nothing to do with reality other than the judge wanted to make an example out of me, which is not a justifiable reason." Actually, that is a reason for a judge to do that. I think the issue is that usually when you want to prove damages, this is the issue. Defamation, even in other countries, is very hard to pursue because one of the things that you have to do in a defamation case is you have to prove that you were harmed by it. It's not sufficient to simply be defamed. You have to prove damages that can be awarded to you. And sometimes there are statutory damages for things like hurt feelings, or because if it's like there's certain categories of defamation where if you call somebody like a child, you are owned. I think it's called per se defamation when that happens. And it's like you're owed damages just because the claim is so awful that we acknowledge that you deserve some recompense for it. Being called probably arises to that because the accusation was that Billy Mitchell's lawsuit against and a financial ruination of Apollo Legend was the main factor of his, or a contributing factor of his suicide, which every single person who knew Apollo Legend said was not the case. One thing I did not mention last time I talked about KARL JOBST, by the way, is that I mentioned that Billy Mitchell was cleared of committing any offense towards Apollo Legend that contributed to his suicide. What I forgot to mention was that KARL JOBST was friends with two people, one of which was Dark Viper AU, and I don't know who the other one is. And these two people were like drama queens who went super hard after Apollo Legend to try and cause him issues with his speedrunning stuff. And that apparently was one of the things that contributed to it. So the guys that were involved in actually tormenting Apollo Legend to the point where he decided to take his own life were direct like friends of KARL JOBST, and they tried to pin it on Billy Mitchell to try and make Billy Mitchell look bad and cause him financial harm, and that was the basis of the lawsuit. But more than just trying to cause issues for Billy Mitchell, it was proven in court, and this is where he's up real bad with this analysis. He doesn't have to prove that he was mentally incapacitated or given like PTSD from the claims, because he can prove damages without showing that he suffered any kind of medical duress as a result, because he was able to provide receipts, not just in the form of financial statements, but also from direct statements from events showing that they were not going to book him for his gig, which is being the King of Kong, because of accusations that he was implicated in the suicide of Apollo Legend. And he showed that the number of bookings that he got per year fell from like 20 something to like 5. So in claiming that Billy Mitchell was involved in Apollo Legend's suicide, it actually did financially impact him, and that is the basis of the damages. So he's wrong, I believe, in saying that you have to prove medical damages in order to get awarded financial recompense, because he was able to prove damages directly, direct financial damages, which is actually much stronger. If you have the option of showing that you were given, some kind of stress disorder as a result of somebody saying something, or if you have the ability to show that someone caused you $350,000 damages, you'd much rather just show the money. That's a much easier thing to rule on, which is probably what the judge ruled on the issue in the way that he did. So he's in a state of denial still, which is not good for him. However, what's also not good for him is that after this came out, people started really digging into like his past. Now, I've already played the really terrible pickup artist video, so I'm not going to torment you with that again. However, people found out that he was active on a forum called the Elite Forums, where he posted under the name Sim Threat, and he posted under his real name while doing this. And the things, to be fair though, this is from 2017, so that's like 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years ago, which is horrific to say. So he was young. I want to say he was like in his teens when he was posting this. And he made a lot of embarrassing statements, which I'll now read. You ready? In particular, this one, he's role-playing as his own. He says, ask Karl's anything. He says, almost every day I get several micro wanks, edges a lot while watching Jap, most days a week, a full wank. Average is around twice a week. Lately has been slightly less because of all of Karl's energy is going into Project Become Awesome. I'm of average size. The only thing that makes me superior to most is that I'm cleaned very well daily and am a pleasure to suck. That is disgusting. Oh, this is from 2001. How is this guy was posting on this forum for 16 years? And the post about his... Okay, so this is like when he was a teenager, and this is now. So this is like 8 years ago. He's like in his 20s. This is like from when he was a teenager. I was 9 years old. I was 8 years old at this date. So this... and he's been posting on this forum ever since, apparently. My step-down found on my computer. I have no idea how it got there, but in any case, he took the lowercase I internet away. Well, which one? Do you have extras that you can use? I have no idea when I'm getting it back. I think they are looking into getting a site blocker or something, even though it won't do any good because I get all my from download programs like iMesh and Morpheus. Oh my god, that's a throwback. So he doesn't know how the got there, but he does use download programs like iMesh and Morpheus to acquire. Okay. Well, yeah. In the meantime, I'm working on writing a perfect dark FAQ walkthrough. I'm going to own all the other FAQs. It's going to be over a meg probably when it's finished. So yeah, that will keep me busy for a few months or years. During this time, I will not play GoldenEye, maybe. By the way, that GoldenEye thing, he's been playing GoldenEye since the 2000s, like before 9/11. And it's his favorite game of all time. And that's why he was so overcome with emotion when he beat GoldenEye Dam for 52 seconds. Because he's been working on that since he was like a wee lad, a child, playing this one piece of shit game. I remember I played a James Bond game, and the only thing I remember is that me and my friends, there was one specific map we really, really liked to play. It was not GoldenEye. I think it was maybe a PlayStation game. But it was like this snowy fort. Oh my god, this is like such a vague memory. It was like a snowy fort with like 2 zip lines. And my favorite thing to do was that you had this camera-guided RPG launcher, and you could shoot this thing and then like hunt people down around the map with the RPG launcher. And it was so funny because your friends would get so pissed off. Nightfire, that does sound right. I remember that. That was a good game. I remember all the snowy maps. I like snowy maps. Anyways, so I don't remember what that was on. I think it was PlayStation. Let me show you how proud I am to be yours. The odds of this chick being decent is 17,546 to 1. In any case, you gotta know how to close. So this was only 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he was dropping the with a hard Z on this elite forum. Shocking. Decides to talk about child 2013. Not good. I would never say stupid shit on an internet forum when I was a teenager. I was so mature for my age, and this guy, he's obviously not mature at all, chat. Mayan SOS SA elevator gayness. I'm having a bit of a problem with the first lift being called down when I get to it. Most of the time it's still up, the time and being really gay. I spoke to a couple of NTSC players and they said they can get it called down every time. So I think this is a PAL problem or something. Does anyone know how to get the first lift called down consistently? I get the lift called down like 1 out of 10 tries, and I do make the lift usually get like a schoolgirl on her first day of school. Any help would be appreciated or something. K-ness. So this is what he's up to. This is what he's up to. Nefarious, treacherous, disgusting chat. I cast my highest form of judgment on him for his terrible statements on this forum. NTSC versus PAL. Only true autists will know. Well, unfortunately, that's not me. Oh, there's more posts. Okay. Absolute. This is a thread for absolute legends. I'll give this 4 minutes of reading, and then we'll move on. Perfect Dark. Carl's new vids online. What is this? He faked a run. The 25 vid is faked. I don't have an action replay or game start, so I used a video editing program at school to change 26 to 25 each frame at a time. Then I had to play 10 hours and get 25 speedrun that made it look like I actually got it. The tricky part was getting a 25 speedrun that matched the end screen I already made. It took me a while. So he was a cheater. When he was a teenager on this forum, he was faking runs. Oh, real. It's from 2004 as well. I'm a better guitar player than Octo Inky. I'm a better skater than Kingpin. I know more about IT than Snapdragon. I'm very but not as Bizishklid. I want to have sex with your dad. I was rated best in the world at everything by yours truly. I'm quite awesome. I watch Big Brother and I love it, and I want to have sex with several of the contestants. Endgamer is a gay boy who will never update POM, even though he said he will have numerous times. Okay. Apparently he talks about being gay a lot. I got you. All caps, red font. Awesome. He's a complete everything that doesn't remind him of a wish death upon him and his really hot sister, who he touches a lot at night and also touches himself at night. The pictures of himself touching his sister at night. Oh, to be edgy on internet forums in the 2000s shit. Couldn't be me. He is on Discord. That's where this other thing came from. This other post that I read. Okay, so right before the stream, to kind of round this off, I'm going to tempt you once again to subscribe to the locals. mati.internet.com.locals. Wait, no, mati.internet.locals.com. Or you can go to mati.live/dono. You have to make a Rumble. If you're having issues, you have to make a Rumble account and then use the Rumble account to sign up to locals. It's a pain in the ass. I wish it was not this way. I'm going to tempt you into signing up to locals because I promise you a review of a book review. I've not done this very often. This is Approach Her Now: How to Get Over Your Fear of Approaching Women by KARL JOBST. This is a lost media, I've been informed, but somebody said he downloaded this book years ago. Why he downloaded this book, I did not ask, but it was made available to me. I assume legally. I assume that he did this legally and that he has the permission to share this, so he gave it to me. Very kind of him. And now on locals, maybe over the weekend, I will do a review of Approach Her Now: How to Get Over Your Fear of Approaching Women. Maybe we can learn something together, chat.